Nitrate in private water wells are being ordered and offered by the state of Nebraska. The kits will be available for request through the end of January. The results will be used as part of a sampling effort by the Department of Environment and Energy into nitrate levels. And they're looking at both public and private water wells. Postcards have been sent to 29,000 private well owners in Nebraska about the resource, and we have more information at WOWT.com.